the rest of the site. I'm here with Mimi and Kayla. Hey, is here right now. She's having some issues, so we hope for the best and hopefully she'll be here soon. So with that being said, let's get into it. I will be the first to say there's a lot of wrestling this weekend. I reached out to OVW and he said there are 10 shows. 10 shows, including GCW, HOG, Real Honor. Like, it's a lot. Aside from the shows that we have, and AEW off it. How are we feeling, guys? Hello.
There's a lot going on right now.
It's a lot. It's a lot, you know. I can't really watch this weekend.
Wait, the audio it sounds weird to me.
Is that back up?
Yeah.
Like I can hear you, but it's like sped up.
Okay, let's see. Let me look at this.
So like the only thing I caught was AEW. That's the only thing I heard out of what you just said. And now I can't hear you. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, you're clear. No, because I was hearing it was just like sped up. So it's like I was hearing it. So I don't know. It's all good.
We're gonna get it together. But
Oh yeah.
I was just watching Evolution from what year was that? Was it 2018 or 2019, the first one?
I know they said it was it how many years was it? 8 years ago? So I'm like, I can't do math right now.
Yeah, I can't either. We gonna I don't want to say the wrong year and sound like an idiot, but the first Evolution is what I was going back and rewatching because I feel like I don't remember it the first time. I don't know if I just didn't have the WWE Network at the time or if I'm just forgetting. But I was trying to like watch it so I could be, up to speed before Sunday.
Yeah, I need to do the same because I know I've been seeing clips. People have been kind of talking about it a little bit, like the first one, but I'm like, no, I got to sit and watch it. So I need to go sit and watch the whole thing and kind of prepare for Sunday, but we'll see. It's still kind of the same.
Yeah, it's still kind of sped up.
Stop it. You're fine. It's okay. It happens. It happens because technology is crazy.
Yeah, it's supposed to help us, but I feel like it inconveniences people more than it does help.
Absolutely. And then like sound stuff. Oh, it's ridiculous. So I don't know like how many pairs of headphones and like earpieces with wires and no wires, and it's always something.
And see, I have like an actual microphone that I was gonna try to hook up. It's been a while since I've like used it though, and I was like, I don't want to hook it up and then mess up my audio. So let me just cut the computer on.
Right.
And just go with the audio that's coming from my laptop.
Yeah. Good plan. I was trying to get a mic. I keep talking about it. I was like, I might try to order me one this week. That's a little different, but I was like, I'm gonna hold on to these for a little while and we'll just see.
Yeah. Work with what you got. People be making you think you need all this equipment to do content. And at least when you're starting out, I don't think you do. I think just use, as long as you got like a camera and natural lighting, I think you're you're off to a good start.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when first starting. It's just like, no, you just got to get, as far as like just getting comfortable in front of the camera and talking, worry about that first. Don't worry about, how it looks aesthetically. Just talk and then figure out everything else later. So,
Shoot, I'm still working on the talking part.
what? I feel like I'm doing the same thing. I'm just like, I still don't know what I'm saying. Hold on.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
How bad is it?
It's about the same.
Hmm. Like sped up, and it's kind of like at least it's breaking up a little bit on my end, but I can hear you talking though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm not even used to, or I'm still getting used to talking about wrestling to other people. Because at least me, I grew up just watching it by myself. So it's like whatever opinions I had, I didn't have no one to share it with. So I'm just like, well,
Yeah.
let's figure this
Okay.
out.
Right.
1 to 10. Oh no.
But that was really good. I can't. No. That was a lot better than it was before. I just couldn't think of a number. I don't want to give you too high of a number. You'd be like, "Why y'all
Yeah,
ladies
me too.
sound
I
so
was,
low
I was
like
like,
that?"
well, I don't want to say.
How is it
I was
compared?
thinking 6, but that sounds like it's like low, I think.
How is it compared to the last one? To the last microphone?
A lot better.
Yeah, it's not as sped up.
Yeah, you sound like you just like regular speed now. Just slightly breaking up, but you're clearer and you're not sped up. No, but I was the same way though. Like when I was kind of watching it, it wasn't really anybody in the house that was watching it. It was like I think my mom would probably sit there and she was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Wasn't really having conversations about it, so it's like it
yeah. I
was
had like
different.
one. I probably had one friend like in elementary school, and like whenever we would get to school, we would talk about wrestling. But as far as like in the house, like my mom watched it back in the day. She wasn't watching it like when I was watching it. So like she would look at it, and, like and think about it. She would commentate sometimes when she did watch it with me, and I'm like, I can't watch it and then listen to you commentate, and they commentate at at the same time. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to talk to my one little friend when I get to school.
Right. Yeah. It's so different now though, because like I feel like now because I have such a big gap of like when I stopped watching it and then started again, like I feel like I'm watching it like brand new all over again. So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, this is like child me just trying to catch up, but
Yeah,
it's
I
really
felt that
cool.
way because I stopped watching it in like 2019, like before the 2020 Royal Rumble, and then I started back around WrestleMania 40. And I was like, okay, I gotta get reacquainted with everyone, because there's so many new people. And then I'm like, okay, I got to try to remember these moves. And eventually it started to like set in, like, okay, I remember.
Mhm.
But I don't know now, like I said, because it's on Netflix now, it just feels different. Like I kind of miss when wrestling wasn't mainstream.
I
And I was like, oh,
agree.
everybody says they like it. And it's like, when I was little, it was like, no, you don't know nothing about it. And now I was like, well, I guess you know enough. You know who Rhea Ripley is. So,
Right. Like Rhea, Cody, so it's like you're good. They're just yeah. I think I watched a lot of it in like the '90s, like mid late '90s, and then early 2000s a bit, and then I just kind of stopped and jumped back in like 2 3 years ago, something like that. So it was like a big gap, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go back and watch
yeah.
years to catch up on what's going on. But like I remember seeing stuff in between to see who was who and what was happening, but it's crazy. Okay. But
Hi. Okay, like if it gets too bad, please
It's kind of it's kind of
Yeah,
going
you're kind of like skipping.
I'm not
just
devices. We're gonna work it out.
yes, we will. We absolutely will.
Yeah, so was your like introduction to wrestling like the Attitude Era around that time?
Hmm.
Okay, so I
Pretty
started
much.
watching 2004. So like Ruthless Aggression was my introduction. So
Oh, okay.
I'm being honest, I still got to go back. Like I'm aware of some of the things that happened in the Attitude Era enough to be knowledgeable about it, but it's like
Hmm.
if you ask me about a certain match, I can't tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
And
I
I
know
say
Stone Cold Steve Austin was King of the Ring. Like I know the 1996 speech. I can't tell you much, and I know he like who did he beat for that? Snake, Jake the Snake, I think, but I
I
can't
think so.
tell you about any particular match, promo, none of that. I
Yeah.
wasn't even born yet,
Yeah.
so it's like, hmm. And my attention
Yeah.
span is short, so I can't really go back and well, I can, I guess if I try to go back and watch,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna take the time to do that.
No, I understand. And honestly, like even the moments I lived through, I don't remember a lot of it. I really don't. It's like I have to rely on my boyfriend who like he remembers a lot of that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this with him. He can fill me in because I'm like I was there for it, but I promise you I don't
Yeah,
remember half of it.
yeah. No, I'm just saying because I was on Instagram the other day, and there was like a post of. And granted, I do not remember. I think Randy Orton had both the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship. He was coming out from the back. Everyone was on the stage. He walks past John Cena. It was like on one side, Daniel Bryan's on the other. And I'm like, okay, I know I was watching wrestling when that happened, but I have no recollection of that. Or like when people talk about like I just don't I don't know. Maybe because I took so long when I did step away from watching it, there are just certain things that like, I remember a lot of Shield related stuff.
Yeah.
But anything before then, like you could show it to me, I may remember like oh I know that happened,
Hmm.
but I don't remember a single match. And it's like,
Yeah.
am I that old or what?
No, I promise you, it's not that one. It's it's. I mean, it's just been a lot of wrestling. It's a lot. It's been
Mhm.
around for a while, and it's just so much was happening. And there's just some of us we just didn't take it all in that well when it was happening because I know I did, and I was like, I know I was watching it, and I had wrestlers I liked, but it's like now I have to see clips, and I'm like, oh wait, okay, I do remember that. I do remember that happening, but it's like if you just ask me, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like when Ladybug asked me about like my wrestling like first wrestling memory, and I think I said John Cena versus HBK at WrestleMania 23. I do not
Mhm.
remember that match at all. I just remember John's entrance. I remember like paying. It was like the first pay per view I got to pay for, so I was
Mm-hmm.
excited for
Mhm.
it. But I don't remember a single match
It
at
is
all.
like that
I remember the
sometimes.
logo, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like, yay.
Yeah, you're good.
Hi, everybody. So, what I was trying to say earlier in the beginning of the show, there are 10 wrestling shows this weekend. 10.
10.
10. Between WWE, AEW, GCW, ROH. I I'm not about the life. I am a wrestling fan. I love wrestling. I'm not a tribalist. In the same breath, I'm not doing that. I'm not paid. I can't do it. That's all I was trying to say.
No, I
Like,
heard you about when you said all the shows. That's why I was like, it's a lot because like I heard you, but I was like,
yeah.
that's as far as I got.
I mean, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it because I really want to watch All In,
Hmm.
but it's like Evolution, starting at me event, and NXT. NXT is gonna have a good show.
Oh yeah.
So it's like Am I gonna be a Clipper? Because like I think it's gonna come down to that. Yeah, I think it's gonna come down to that. But I want us like kind of touch base on how we feel about what's happened on Raw last couple weeks. I know Kayla's been kind of MIA, well, not MIA, but out. So like
Yeah,
me and Mimi kind of touched base on
working.
right. Me and Mimi kind of touched base on it. But how do you feel about everything right now, Kayla? Like as far as the 14 PLEs like for WWE, and how do you feel as a fan with the storylines? Like what are you okay? Like do you feel overwhelmed?
No,
Just give us your thoughts.
I definitely feel overwhelmed. And the fact that it's been there's 14 PLEs up until now.
Hmm.
That's that's insane. And I feel like I was talking to someone briefly online about it. Like it's too many shows back to back. Like you have, like you just said, what 10 shows this week. You have 3 shows between WWE and AEW. Well, wait, actually four
No,
because WWE
4.
has 3,
Hmm.
and it's too much. And then you have SummerSlam, which is less than a month away. They have 2 nights of it now that they have to book for, and the only match that we know that we're getting is John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, which everyone I feel like expected that anyway.
Hmm.
So, and then of course, Roman will come back and he'll be involved in something with Seth and his faction.
Right.
But it's a lot. And as far as storyline wise, I hate to be negative because I never wanted to be like the wrestling fan that critiqued everything. But storyline wise, there's not many stories that are sticking. Like you have the Judgment Day, which now that Liv is gone, they're forced to stay together. Of course, you have John, you have Cody, you have again Roman and Seth,
Hmm.
and then now you actually do have Bailey, Lyra, and um, Becky Lynch.
Hmm.
Interestingly enough, is really the only match that I'm interested in this weekend as far as Evolution and Saturday Night's Main Event. Those 2 shows,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is I wasn't interested in Lyra prior to that. Like she's a great wrestler, but she just her character wasn't really there for me. But now she has a bit of edge, so I'm interested in the match. But it just feels like for WWE to be run to be $1 billion company now, and you're run by TKO, it just seems very sloppy in terms of planning.
It seems like it's a lot of quality over quantity, and
Yeah,
that could be
trying
really
to
detrimental.
monetize everything. Yeah.
Right. I feel like you're already in, or the parent company is in debt already, and then you turn around and you spend money on these shows, but what if they're not selling out? Because I'm still contemplating maybe going to Saturday Night Main Event because it's in Atlanta, not far from there. The tickets are still there. Like I can still get ringside tickets.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now,
that's gonna
granted, the two I think the 2 day tickets those are kind of slim, but if you want to like just get individual ones, and of
be.
course it's so close to the event, the prices have dropped a little.
Hmm.
Because I probably wouldn't have gone to Evolution. I don't think I'm going to go to Saturday night's main event. They only have 3 matches, and if honestly, I'm not interested in any of those. I just kind of want to hear Randy's theme music live, but I mean, I can sing his theme music from home and save myself some money.
Right, right.
but
Pretty much.
but yeah, it's just I don't know. I get we're in a content era, but it just feels excessive.
It's a lot. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
it is.
Like if you want to make content every day, I respect those who are actually like trying to do all of this because holy crap, like my brain would melt.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really sat back and talked to my family. I was like, I'm gonna cut back on this because I can't do this every day.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
totally feel that. And honestly, I don't remember who it was, and I hate that I never remember who I see these videos from. But somebody was talking about the storylines and how it seems like the only time they attempt to do storylines is right before PLEs, but there's nothing in between. So that's why it's hard for fans to keep up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
like it's true though. The only time they're like, "Oh crap, we have a PLE, so let's just throw this together." And like
Right.
Saturday night's main event, I'm gonna be somewhere else. I'm going to like a local wrestling show that night.
Oh
So
yeah, you told me. Yeah.
I'm like, I will catch y'all Sunday, probably after I watch
That
all the
was
new
me. That was
stuff.
me and Night of Champions. Cause like, as much as craziness that was going on with Night of Champions, I was not watching anyway because I was in Charlotte with Shay.
Hmm.
So I was occupied. I mean, I watched it, in moments afterwards, but I wasn't watching that Saturday.
Yeah, so it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it is what it is. So
I didn't watch it either, honestly. I got the cliff notes off of Instagram.
Understood. Yeah. I mean, it's like
mm,
that. You working, you got families. It's like, I don't know, man. But
yeah,
I wanna go through the matches. I want us to kind of give our brief predictions on this, and I want to start with Evolution because it's overdue. I do think this is a great time of women's wrestling, and I hope this doesn't get overshadowed. I know there's a lot going on in Atlanta right now, but this needs a lot of attention because I want another one. I want to see Evolution, and I don't know why this is not every year. I don't know why this is not every year. I don't know why there is not a women's wrestling show in the year 2025. Like we really do. Whether you feel like there's something about this that's off with WWE, I feel like this is the one thing. If you're going to support this company, support Evolution.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first match I want to talk about is I know Kayla just mentioned it, the triple threat between Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, and Bailey. Who do you think will win? Let's start with Kayla.
I haven't done too much thought on the predictions yet, if I'm being honest. So I'll tell you who I would like to see win,
Okay.
just because I feel like she deserves it. I think she's been getting the short end of the stick lately, and that's Bailey.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And considering, I feel like someone made the point again, kind of like Mimi. I never remember who I see this stuff from, but someone said, and again, it was their opinion. But when it comes to the four horsewomen, that Becky was the one that was the, I don't want to misquote them, but Sasha, of course, now Mercedes Moné, Bailey, and Charlotte were like the stars, quote unquote, of the four horsewomen, and Becky was kind of just like, she was a part of it, but she was just kind of there
Mhm.
until she became the man, of course. So I feel like Bailey, she never, even though Bailey was the most, I think, crucial piece of all of that, she never got the same level of, I guess, recognition, for lack of a better
Mhm.
term, as the other women. And pretty much everyone's favorite match when it comes to women was Sasha versus Bailey at NXT Brooklyn. So I feel like I just want to see more for Bailey. So I wouldn't be mad if she wins the Women's IC Championship this Sunday.
Okay. Mimi, how you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I haven't really completely thought about like all the predictions, like anything set in stone. But as far as rooting for somebody, it's Bailey for sure. Because I mean, a lot of people always talk about her in the locker room, and she's a leader, and she's always there to help, and she's always kind of outside helping train people. She's here for the new generation coming in and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm thinking about it too. Like if you think about storylines that could happen after a belt is won, it's kind of like what else they're gonna do with Becky? Is she gonna still fight with the two of them afterwards? And as far as Lyra, she had friends. They had kind of given her friends, but then they cut them. So she's just been
Yep.
kind of running backstage by herself. And she was beefing with Becky, who was a mentor. And then she made friends with Bailey as kind of a mentor. Then the two of them started beefing. So it's kind of like if the two of them win, what kind of story are we doing? As far as Bailey, she has relationships with everybody. So they could just kind of pick and choose what they want to do with her storyline wise if she were to
Mhm.
win. So I kind of feel like her winning would kind of give you more options that may be a little more interesting because she was in a faction before. You know,
Hmm.
she was doing all this other stuff. So, I mean, I think Bailey would be a good choice, but I'm not really 100% sure if they're going to give it to her because, you know, if you, it's coming back to the crowd about it, it'd probably be Becky,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like.
I feel
But I
like
would like Bailey though.
yeah, I feel like I definitely want Bailey to win. I feel like her time is overdue, and like you all said, I mean, she deserves it. I mean, she's put in the time, and I feel like she's overlooked and unappreciated, and they did her so dirty at WrestleMania, so dirty. Um, who I think will win? I will say I think Lyra might win. I think Lyra might win because of the way like they've been presenting her in these promos. I'm just like, well, maybe she will get it back because you won, but your nose was broken. Like,
Right.
it's just a lot of like. I feel like they're presenting her as an underdog, so
Yeah.
she might win. But again, like you all said, I if Bailey won, I would not be upset for a moment. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. I wouldn't. How do we feel about the no holds bars match between Jade Cargill and Naomi? I feel like that is the one I'm probably looking forward to now that I think about it.
Yeah, I didn't know they had given it a stipulation. I'm glad that they have one.
Hmm. They
But
kind of announced it
yeah,
afterwards.
Yeah.
okay. I'm I like both women. I'm pulling for Naomi though.
Okay.
I wouldn't even be, and this is just me being, me being me. I wouldn't be mad if she pushed her, especially if it's no holds bar. If she pushed her into another car, I think that would just be funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm rooting for Naomi. I mean, biased, unbiased. I'm always gonna say Naomi's gonna win. So, so Mimi, what's your pick?
Same here. Like you give me an option, I'm going with her. But honestly, it's one of those situations where I don't feel like a loss would hurt Jade. They can still push her. She's
Hmm.
still young enough in the company to do whatever. This is probably Naomi's last run. Like this might be her last run or close to her last run. So it's like just let her build up some wins. Stop making her run. Okay. I'm tired. I'm not doing that again. Stop making that girl run
Hmm.
and just kind of show her more as like, okay, she can back up what she's been saying. All that crazy she's been talking, she can actually back it up. It wasn't just like a one time thing. And just kind of, start giving her some more wins. They can still do plenty of story whether or not Jade wins or not.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, it's the same with me. Like if you give me the option, I'm going to go Naomi. That's
I
yeah.
ordered the briefcase.
You did.
And I did. I ordered the briefcase, so now I'm actually terrified. I feel like I don't want to. And I know this sounds insane, but I don't want to be like the year I ordered a briefcase. God forbid something happens. So,
I,
So
I understand.
let's not even put that negative energy out there.
Right.
okay.
No. No, she gonna keep breaking records and stuff with that thing. Just nope.
Yeah, and it's gonna be right in here, so you will see that big old yellow briefcase.
Oh, I
Yeah,
keep looking at it. I was like, I want it so bad.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
interested to see how it's gonna look for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. I looked at it on WWE Shop. I was like, okay, I could, maybe once if I have any money left after Evolution and everything, maybe.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, how do we feel about Tiffany Stratton and Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus? It's a lot.
Maybe you go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I I oh um it's like how do I even say this? It's like I'm not excited about it because I feel like it's Charlotte and Tiff all over again.
Mhm.
And it's like I have no ill will towards any of these women. Like y'all do what you do. It's nice to see Trish back and doing things. She looks great, but Tiff, I don't know, stuff been making me feel a little weird about her lately. There's just stuff kind of stacking up against her at the point, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna have to agree when they said please keep that warm for Naomi because it's gonna be on her next.
Yeah,
I agree with that. So if like if that's your job from here on out, I'm cool with that. Just keep it warm, keep it pretty, and
yeah,
hand it over. But I'm just like I don't have any like expectations unless we get like a Nia Jax situation, just cause because she's
mm,
run up on them before.
mm-hmm.
So
I would be mad at it. I would not be
if
happy.
that happens, then I'm locked in. I'm tuned in to the match. But other than that, I don't really have any
Yeah,
expectations about it. So I mean, I would hope they keep it on Tiff, just story
yeah.
purposes more than anything.
Gotcha. Kayla, what you think?
Again, considering that I probably will end up going to Evolution from a watching it live standpoint, I think it'll be cool to see Trish Stratus live, especially because when she initially did have her last match in 2006, I never thought I would get to see her compete. So I think that'll be cool. But from a storyline perspective, considering that there is none there, in my opinion, I'm not really that interested in the match. It just seems awkward to me that you have them tag team like a few months ago, and all of a
Exactly.
sudden she goes away for months because I mean she's not an active competitor on the roster, but then you bring her back
Mhm.
just so she can get a championship match, and she hasn't done anything to physically earn that championship spot.
Yeah,
And granted, she's a Hall of Famer, so I mean, I guess if you want to just give her a shot, give her a shot. I'm not complaining, but it's just again from a storyline perspective, it doesn't make much sense to me.
yeah.
So
That seems
I
to
think
be the
it'll be a great
biggest
match.
thing.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good match, but and of course I see Tiffany retaining. I don't see them putting it on Trish. If anything, this would just be Trish giving her like the rub. But I don't really have much interest in the match itself.
I feel like that has been the running storyline. Like a lot of stuff is just not making sense. I will say, like, of course, I think Tiff's gonna win. Well, if it comes down to a clean win, right? But I will say this: I was not happy about Trish coming back at first until I actually sat back and thought about it. If any character has evolved in WWE, is definitely Trish. Given how when she came in, she literally came in with the side chick character. And so like, yeah, like the whole thing with Vince and Linda, like that was really cringe to watch. So I will say like I understand her being there. Like that is pretty much like one of the only things that makes sense. I just wish she was going to get somebody else. Maybe if Liv wasn't injured, I would like to see her against Liv and not Nikki Bella. But yeah, I think it's gonna be tough. Yeah. How do we feel about like what are your thoughts on the battle royal? I know last night they announced we get Lash Legend, we get Kalani Jordan, we get I get all my favorites. Like
Yeah,
so,
I think Jada.
Jada Parker. Um yeah.
I
I
forgot the
mean
other girl, but
I have to look it up, but yeah. And of course, Nikki Bella's gonna be in there. I feel bad because I feel like this really could have been Jakara Jackson's moment.
hmm, yeah, it that's true.
This could have been her moment, yeah. But I mean, she looked great in her match this weekend that she had.
Yeah, I
So
saw some clips from that too. She looked incredible. So
yeah, she did.
yeah.
But do you have like any early predictions you would like to see as a winner for the battle royal?
Mm, I mean, honestly, I would love to see one of the NXT girls take it.
Absolutely.
Just because it's, I mean, obviously everybody who's in there is in there for a reason,
Mhm.
but it's kind of like the same complaint we've had about the men. It's just like, he's like, even though most of us, a lot of our faves are older,
Mhm.
but it's like a lot of them will be fine if they don't win this. But I would really love to see one of the girls take it. As far as who though, probably like Lash or Jada,
That's
because I
what I'm
feel like Jada
saying.
needs a belt on her or Lash needs one. So either one of them.
Dream
I'd be
match, I
happy.
would want to say if it came down to it, Clash at Paris, I would love to see Naomi with the belt go against Jada Parker. Yeah. Or Lash, but yeah.
Yeah,
I like it. Or even Kalani, because Kalani and Naomi kind of have that similar style.
that's true.
Yeah, so I think that would be a great match too.
I
Yeah.
feel like Jada and Jade at some point would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Definitely.
But yeah, but see, but all the girls are versatile, so it's like they you put them up against anybody, it don't even matter.
Yeah. And I am happy that they're having the NXT Women's Championship. So
Me
that's
too.
Jordan Grace and JC Jane. I feel bad because I feel like JC's not coming out of this as a champion.
Yeah, she gives placeholder champion to me.
Yeah.
No shade to her, but that's just what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I'm happy for her. I am. But again, like I would not be mad at Jordan winning. Now, if Jordan does not win and they send her to the main roster, I won't be upset at that either.
Not at all.
Yeah. Because that's overdue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's evolution. How do we feel about like, going into Saturday night main event? I'm just gonna say that the match I'm actually looking forward to the most is not a championship match. It is Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton because I'm happy Drew's back. Drew's like one of my top three right now. So I hope he wins. It's hard for me because I'm also a fan of Randy, but yeah, I'm hoping to see Drew as the winner because Drew's kind of been he's been taken back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna ask you a
Um
prediction, but who's your pick? Who's your pick for that match?
it's like it's hard. I'm trying to think with my head because I'm a Randy girl. So anytime he's on my TV, I don't even care who the other person is. I typically don't. But I'm with you. Like I kind of feel like Drew deserves a win at this point, even though I give him so much shit in general. Because I
Yeah.
call him a crybaby. I call him Big Baby Drew. That's been my
Hmm.
nickname for him.
Yeah.
He's gone from show to show complaining about the entire roster and blaming them for all of his shortcomings. Just like stop it. You don't need to do that. It's fine. But as much as I just like watching Randy win and just whatever, I think Drew is overdue for a win, and Randy can just use that to just get really angry and turn into the Randy we all want to see before we can't
Period.
anymore. So I mean, it's kind of a win-win at this point if that happens. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm waiting for something to anything that'll turn those voices up just a little bit louder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Randy because I grew up watching him. I didn't love him back then, but love him now. But I Drew that's my man. So I gotta go with Drew.
Yeah. Definitely. And then, oh gosh, LA Knight and Seth Rollins. Didn't see that. I mean, I get it. I get the storyline. I have so many feelings about the whole faction as it is, but
uh, uh, yeah.
yeah, I want to say my pick is Seth Rollins. Yeah, and my pick is Seth because he needs to, as the leader of this new faction, like he needs to actually establish himself as leader. He's not giving me leader energy. You got your mic snatched like a little bitch. That happened, and then it comes off like he's not the strongest person in his faction.
Yeah. Um, when it comes to the two of them, I it's funny because it's kind of like the battle of the yappers because the two of them are the ones that talk the most. I feel like
Hmm.
so it actually makes sense. Um, I don't I don't know how I feel. It's like usually I'm like Seth all the way, but him being in the faction now, I'm like annoyed. I'm just like I don't even want you to win now. Like I don't even. I just I don't know the whole faction thing, and I've already told you him and the petting. I don't like it. Like I'm gonna punch you in the face. Stop it. Like don't pet me. Like I don't like. I don't love that. I don't. I mean, I would like to see a LA Knight win, but it's like, okay, if he were to win that, what would happen? There's nothing for them to do with LA Knight right now. And with Seth, like I agree with you, like he has to show some type of leadership, and he needs to get like a clean win to maybe try to add on to it. But then again, if he loses, then it'll just tease the other two turning on him because they're like, "Oh, well, you're weak. Why are you here anyway?" Kind of thing. But I don't know.
I've
Yeah.
made being an anti Seth stand a personality trait. So I'm not. I will say, and I don't think I've ever admitted it until now. I like him. No, let me rephrase that. I dislike him less now, but he still annoys me to a certain degree. And as far as LA Knight is concerned, I feel like I've said it before. I like him on the mic because he's great. He has the charisma for it. But I don't know. Outside of that, I don't really like I don't have much of an opinion on him. So I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I wouldn't say I dislike him. My interest just kind of stops at his mic skills.
Hmm.
I don't see him beating Seth though. Now, if anything, I feel like he'll maybe get the upper hand at some point and the match will end in some type of disqualification because of either Braun or Bronson's or both appearance.
Hmm.
Um, and Seth will get, or he'll end up, I guess, winning, but not really. I've heard rumor of Roman Reigns' return, but I don't think it makes sense for them to do that on Saturday night's main event, especially if your main event is going to be Gunther versus Goldberg. Because Roman's return is going to overshadow that. I mean, why setting Goldberg up for failure, I feel, booking wise.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. I feel like
So
the moment Roman
I see
comes
Seth
back,
winning, but
yeah, the moment Roman comes back, no one's gonna care.
Not at all.
No one's gonna care.
look, no disrespect to Goldberg. I already don't really care. Like if I had went to Saturday Night Main Event, I would have left before that match came on, and
Hmm.
I would have just watched it back later. But yeah, I don't. I'm ready for Roman to come back. Beyond ready. I just don't. If they do it, great. But I just don't see it being a Saturday Night Main Event. I think you would do it on like a Raw. It's on Netflix. That's a big platform,
Yeah.
bigger than.
Hmm.
So I think it makes more sense. But I don't know. They need to figure out how to bring him back because Paul Heyman they just keep his name in their mouth.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
running their mouth like
Yeah,
what? Like, oh, you trying to get Seth completely body slammed is what you doing because
Period.
yeah. He
Period.
gonna mess right around and lose that briefcase.
Yeah.
And oh well, sorry for you if that happens to you. You did it to yourself.
crazy
You
enough.
really spoke it into existence. You kept yapping. What you think was gonna happen?
Hmm.
He is too petty for that. Yeah. Like, and then when it comes to Goldberg and Gunther, I feel like it's a lose lose situation for me because I don't want either one of them to win. But God forbid. Like, I mean, like I said, no disrespect to Goldberg, but I don't want him to win. I don't want him to be any scenario when that man stays around. No. It's too much new talent out there. There's too much people like, why are we even teasing this? Like, I get this is retirement match, but the
Yeah.
fact y'all are trying to tease up like this man is going to stay around, it scares me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Because it's. I mean, the whole thing of how we got here in the first place had already pissed enough people off to where it's like, okay, yeah, it's like, no, we planned, a short run for Jay anyway. Okay, but if you dropped it, the fact that the point of him dropping it was so you could let Goldberg have a title match. Does that not sound ridiculous to anybody else? Like
Right.
y'all just mad about Jay? No, y'all, like you're missing context. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not just that. It was the whole situation of why you had to drop it. And it's like, I mean, I'm not a fan of Gunther. I'm not. I've had to argue with enough people over that.
Hmm.
I'm just not a fan. I have no issues. Like he's a technical wrestler. He's great in the ring. He's a strong. Good for him. I'm not upset about it. It's fine. He's just not my cup of tea at all. But him and Goldberg is it's interesting, and I kind of realized this the other day where I was like, I forgot the age difference because Gunther is still really young,
Hmm.
and I'm curious if that's acting or if that's his real time reaction to when Goldberg says stuff to him and gets in his face and he slapped the mic and Gunther was just kind of like, I don't I don't want to fight you because you're a lot older than me, but you're still kind of bigger than me. But
Hmm.
I watched you, but I'm confused. Like I don't know what I'm like. He
Yeah,
always
he
has
was.
that look on his face. Like
Yeah, he was definitely confused.
I don't know if I should punch you or if I gotta. So it's interesting seeing the dynamic, and I'm curious to see a Goldberg spear to Gunther just for science purposes, just for just for science. I'm just saying. How many times I have to watch him choke out Jay? It's only fair.
Yeah.
It's only fair at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Gunther retains just because, like you said, there's no point in us keeping Goldberg around for what storyline, like outside of Gunther, like what else are we doing?
Yeah. Exactly.
I
We.
don't. I don't even think the match gonna be that long.
It's not.
It's
It
not
can't be.
Like just have Gunther. Like I could see maybe Goldberg starting the match off getting the upper hand, but just if ended the way y'all ended his match with Jay when he won the championship. Just let him choke Goldberg out so we can move on,
Right. Exactly.
and then
Exactly.
give Jay his championship back at some point.
right.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, it's a lot. I will say, like, I will not be rushing to watch that match. Yeah.
No.
That's definitely gonna be a
No.
clip moment for me.
Now I wondered if they're going to add another match though with SmackDown Friday because would they only have just those as of
Just
right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're gonna add another match.
So I'm thinking maybe something with SmackDown. It'll be like a random backstage moment. Oh, you know what y'all can do? The two you can face off Saturday.
I think it's gonna be Aleister Black with either Damian Priest or Truth, maybe. You
That
know.
would be see that I would be here for.
I
Hmm.
Alistair
I
and
would be here
Damien.
for that too. But if they do that, then I may have to consider going because I'm trying to see Alistair's entrance in person.
And then you got another one to think about, Solo and his new family tree,
Yeah.
because they couldn't call it the bloodline. What
And
was
we
the point?
find
Yeah, what was the point of tribal combat?
we ain't seen that Ulafala since.
We have, I mean, it. You could have kept that for Solo's character. Like, I just, as much as I'm enjoy Roman, I'm a Roman fan. Like, that did not make sense.
It didn't.
Yeah, and then I never got
No,
to see the interaction with Solo and Roman after tribal combat.
that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, they had us thinking that we were going to get Roman back for a little while. He had the Ulafala back. We were going to see him more, and it was just like, nope,
no.
deuces. I got my necklace back. I'm out. That's it. That's it.
Exactly, crazy.
So I don't understand. But I mean, I'm happy Solo has a title now.
Hmm.
He's going to be even more ridiculous now, and I love it for him.
Yeah,
Um, but Roman, yeah. But honestly, Roman doesn't even really have a chance. He doesn't have a reason to go after him though.
yeah. He didn't have a reason to do a lot, really.
No,
Really.
but Seth.
Hmm.
There you go. Just
They
worry
just
about
kind of
that.
paperclip that.
Yeah, like just hold on to that. Just
Mm,
have a chair ready somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Just but or
yeah,
take his briefcase and beat him with that. I don't. Figure it out. But
yeah,
um,
Yeah. Did y'all have any predictions or thoughts about All In? Because if not, I'll just save it for my page.
The only match that I think there's two that I'm aware of. That's Mercedes Renee versus Tony Storm, and then isn't Hangman Adam Page going against John Moxley?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those are only two. Now I don't actively follow AEW, so I don't want to go throwing anything out there. But I will say, as far as Mercedes Renee and Tony Storm, based off of what I have seen between them in the previous discussion that we had about it, I'd rather see Tony. I like Mercedes. I'd rather see Tony retain though. I don't think Mercedes needs another belt because where you gonna put it at?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I think for like I said earlier about Drew and Randy, I would be happy with whoever wins. I would, because I enjoy both of them so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Mercedes' character in AEW. Like, she's improved so much. Her character's grown a lot. And then, like, Tony's just a whole nother level. And, like, I didn't even know she used to be in WWE. I almost forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's gonna be a great match. I feel like it'll be the match of the weekend for sure.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
kind of the same way. I don't watch it enough to have any real thoughts on it, but I really do want to watch it though. So I'm gonna try to at least catch the playback if I can't catch it live.
The crazy thing about AEW, I was telling somebody, it's like comparing. I hate when fans compare because it's like lemonade and sweet tea. Like, they are not the same. They're not.
Hmm.
Because AEW has had 5 or less pay-per-views this year. But
Yep.
theirs are also a lot longer. So, like, it's the product to me is completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm looking forward to this weekend. I will not be watching the entire All In because, like I said, the things go long, and my attention span is not that long. But I'm definitely gonna make sure I catch John Mox. I'm definitely gonna make sure I catch Mercedes. So those matches I'm locked in. Jada Naomi. Like, I'm really gonna have to like pick and choose this weekend. But if you go, Kayla, definitely let me know. So, you can tell us about your experience because I almost went to Bad Blood and I didn't. I'm still contemplating. Still. I think I'm gonna wait till like the very last minute to decide.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But I was like, I gotta go. I gotta try to go to at least one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think me and a friend of mine are gonna go to Evolution. I'm kind of dragging them along because they don't actively watch the product, so
Mm-hmm.
it'll be something for them. But and I would go to Saturday Night's Main Event, even though I'm not. There's not a match on that card right now that I really care about. But just the fan in me just kind of wants to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not likely, but I'll definitely let you know. I'll probably go to Evolution though for sure.
Okay. Got you. Okay.
Cool.
Does anybody want to announce anything? Or they have any like content they want to put out there real quick before we head out?
Um, I don't think so. I mean, I've been posting somewhat consistently, trying to get back to recaps and things, but yeah, I don't really have a whole lot going on. I need to get back on my music and drama things because I've been Squid Game in like one day, so
Yeah.
I need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I actually tomorrow, I don't know if there's a link I can physically share. So I'm not really on top of it when it comes to having like the information. But I am going to be joining a panel of other female content creators and women in the wrestling space. Um, for a panel, we're going to be talking about evolution, predictions, and just kind of the state of women's wrestling, I guess, over on the Over and Buried podcast that's hosted by Brian Nemeth. He's on Instagram, so at Over and Buried Pod. You can
Oh,
follow him.
okay.
So yeah, I'll be joining a few people tomorrow. I think it's around 7 p.m. is when we should be starting. So if anyone wants to join, um, I'll once I get more information as far as like how like a link or something, I'll share it on my Instagram at Kayla Kfave.
Got it. Okay. Well,
Cool.
thank you both for joining me tonight. As always, you can catch us on Wednesday nights right now, and then again, like we'll be back Saturday at noon Eastern, 11 Central, 9 Pacific. So if you can't catch us live, all episodes are now streaming on on this channel. So thank you, ladies, and I hope to see you on next Saturday. And I hope y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy your wrestling. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Later.